my screen. I may need to type something on the board. Well, first of all, IELTS speaking consists of 3 sections, 3 parts, 1, 2, and 3. So totally, first of all, you need to know how much time do you have. So your time limit is about between 11 to 14 minutes for all 3 sections. So the whole test will last between 11 to 14 minutes. But actually, we're going to talk about these 3 sections one by one, and the first one. So in part 1 of speaking, some questions will be asked and you need to answer them one by one. Actually, you have about 25 to 30 seconds for each question. So it's because maybe you will be asked about, I don't know, 8 or more than 8 questions. So maybe you need to divide your time into actually 4 parts so that you can answer to each question. So in part 1, you don't need to give lots of details. Part 1 is about you. So you directly answer the questions. Part 2 is exactly the same as the cue card that you sent me. A cue card is given to you and a question is written on cue card. You have your pen and your paper, okay, and you have 1 minute to get ready. So if you want to make notes, if you want to, I don't know, write a word or something that you need, phrase, idiom, so that when speaking you can check and it helps you answer. And then after actually your break, that is about 1 minute, you need to talk about 1 to 2 minutes for about the topic will be given to you. And after that, part 3, actually that is a deeper conversation based on the topic you talked in part 2. So the topic that you talked in part 2 is related to part 3, but it's deeper conversation. So, as you know, you need to answer a few questions related to, of course, general topics, social topics, or I don't know, some specific ones, okay, in 3 parts. Well, and now let's get started with part 1. Okay, so the first thing that you will be asked is your full name. So when you actually sit in front of your examiner, the first thing, your full name, and if you want them to call you something, for example, a Monica, but if you want for a Monica Anderson, if you want, you can call me Monica. So it's okay, you can say, and you will show your ID, passport ID, because this is IELTS. And okay, now it's time to answer a few questions. So first of all, for part 1, this is the first part of speaking. So that's really important to be confident, because normally students and candidates are really stressed in the first part because this is the first step. So after that, yeah, it's really, I think it will be easier. But you know, part 1 maybe the easiest part, but maybe at the same time the most difficult because this is the first part. Well, okay, so how to answer the questions? So as I told you, the first and the most important thing in IELTS speaking, we don't give any short answers. Yes, I do. No, I don't. So we don't have. It's not good. And as I told you, you can spend about, I don't know, 20, 25 seconds, maybe, you know, for each question. So that's enough. And if the examiner interrupts you, don't worry, it's okay, it's normal because you have time limit. So if you exceed your time limit, maybe examiner interrupt you, so it's okay, it's really normal, so don't worry. And you need to, in part 1, you need to talk about you, yourself, your own life, your experience. So don't make introduction, don't talk about general things, just you, yourself, directly answer the questions. Well, and some answers, of course, will be asked, some yes/no questions will be asked, but you know, pay attention. For example, do you like your hometown? You don't say, yes, I do. Never, never just answer yes or no. Explain, maybe 1 or 2 lines, but explain it. Okay? So you need to expand your answer in part 1. And as I told you, that is really important to give a direct answer, and maybe you want to add, I don't know, a detail or example, but actually you need to answer directly. In part, just, is it clear? Do you need me to write anything on the board? Just, I'm trying to give you, I don't know, structure about the whole speaking section, and after that we will practice. So do you need me to write them on the board or no?
No, I have some idea about it already.
Okay,
The
very
part,
good.
part 2 and
Yeah.
part 3.
Of course,
And
we will practice them one by
yeah,
one.
the
Yeah.
the most important things is that you can uh, teach me some words or sentences or
Yes.
phrase that I can use it in each um,
Of course,
each part,
for each
so that I
section,
can
of course, I will
type.
give you some, yeah, of course, because words and phrases, so we normally say that we are sorry about it, but it's IELTS. So, for example, let me do an example so that maybe it will be clearer. So we say, I think. It's normal, natural, it's okay. Of course, everyone can understand when you say, I think. But in IELTS, we don't say, I think, because you want to show off. You want to show your ability. I have enough good vocabulary resource. I have a good grammar range, accuracy, so different, actually maybe qualities that will be assessed. So you need to show off, to show your ability. Of course, some candidates misunderstand. So they think, okay, this is IELTS, so let's use lots of complex. No, you don't need to use a lot of complex word. Just be natural. IELTS speaking should be definitely natural. This is IELTS, and I will teach you the words, phrases, idioms, collocation, everything that you need for this part based on the topic, because we have some common topics, the speaking section, and I will discuss them one by one. Every session, one topic, and I will give you alternatives, and we do this together. About part 2. As I told you, for part 2, this part of test lasts about 3 to 4 minutes, So a cue card, a task card is given, and then you have 1 minute to think about it. If you want, you can make note or something like this. And after preparation, you have 1 to 2 minutes to answer. Well, that's really important to make some notes, because when you see, some words, okay, but while speaking, you may forget. So make note, then check. Okay, I'm talking, just, look at, this word, I need to use it, this idiom, for example. And don't speak too fast. That's really important. Calmly, not too fast. And, at least about 1 minutes, or for example, 1:30. So that's really important, at least 2 minutes. And yeah, it's something like you can practice and you can actually check the time, and then you can do it again and again. Well, and part 3, as I told you, this part lasts about 4 to 5. You will get 4 to 5 questions. And as I told you, it's related to part 2. Okay. And your answers, because you will be asked 4 to 5 questions, so you will need to give longer answers. So maybe up to 1 minute. You can talk in each question about 1 minute, but in part 1, you have more questions, so less. Actually, you need to talk less. So first, really important, you need to talk in more depth. Maybe a good introduction, good examples, okay? And as I told you, you need to more than just give your opinion. You know, for part 1, you only can express your part 3. No, you need more. This is part 3. Explain, and if you need, do example, evaluate, so everything to expand your answer. And when examiner interrupts you, they sometimes do this, if your answers are too long, just relax. It will not affect your score. It's really normal. Okay, well, and let's get started with part 1. I will explain them again. Just now you know, actually, I think the main rules about speaking section. Now let's get started with, let me check your cue card. Actually, it's a really good one. We can talk about, let me see. Okay, so it's about exercise. So we can talk about, I think, health or sport. Both of them, because it can be related to sports and health. So these two topics are common in speaking. So I think we can get started with health, if you agree. If no, we can get started with sports. So no difference, because we will discuss them one by one. So health is really good. So it's not bad to get started with health and practice some questions. Do you agree?
Yes.
Well, let's get started. Okay, so about health. Let me ask you my first question. If you have a healthy lifestyle?
Yes, of course. I think that I'm one of the person who pay a lot of attention at the health, not only in practicing exercise, but also in eating food.
Yeah, very good. Now, okay, let's change it. That was general answer. Now we're gonna make it IELTS answer. So how to change it? Okay, well, when for example, examiner asks you, okay, if you are healthy, if you, for example, have a healthy lifestyle, if it's important to you. So first of all, you need to know, you say, I eat healthy. That's great. But I say, I eat a healthy diet. We eat healthy diet. For example, I eat a balanced diet. So you can say another form, okay? Why? Why you eat healthy? Why do you work out? So you can say, of course, I do some exercise. I do my daily workout. So you can say why? Because that's really important to be healthy mentally and physically. So that's really important. Now how to say? You can say, I try to, or I look after, I look after, or I try to look after my mental health by doing yoga, or I will tell you how to say. And you can also say, I need to, or we need to, for example, or I maintain my physical health, okay, for example, by doing workout or something like this. So the first phrase here, eat, because that's really important to be healthy. Now, how to say I'm healthy? I want to say that, for example, I say, okay, I want to say that, yeah, you want to say, I am healthy, I'm fit. Okay, how to say? The first one, I am healthy. This is basic. But I can say, for example, I am in good health. I'm perfectly healthy. So I'm in a good health. or perfectly healthy. So both of them. Now, for example, unfortunately, I don't know, my grandpa, someone else, my friend, he or she is not really, I don't know, healthy, like, you know, backache, headache. I'm talking about general health, not, you know, special or specific disease. No, but general, you know, some people just, you know, say I have backache, I have headache, I don't know, I feel pain in my hand, like, so something like this. You can say someone is in poor health. In poor health means not healthy, is not in a good health. Okay, so you can say something like this. Or you can enjoy good health. So I am enjoying good health. It means I'm healthy. Yeah. So for example, you want to say that I try to be fit. How to say I try to be fit? Or I am fit. You can say oh, I was typing. What happened? Okay, you want to say that I'm fit, but how to say I'm fit? You can say, for example, I'm in top 4. I'm in top 4. I'm fit. I'm fit is basic. This one is, or for example, my sister is in a great shape. My sister is, she is in great shape. Fit, great shape. So you can also say this. Okay, well, and wow, how do you stay fit and healthy? I want you to tell me about the ways that you try to stay healthy and fit. What do you do? Again, you eat a healthy diet and
do exercise.
do exercise. Do exercise is good, but if I were you, I would say I stay in shape by working out. Workout is better. Yeah, I stay in shape by working out. This one is better, means to do exercise. Okay. And I maintain my health by eating a healthy diet. Okay. Or some people eat vegetarian diets. So vegetarian, okay, is the synonym of it that you can use is plant-based diet. Plant-based diet. So what do you think about a plant-based diet and people who eat vegetarian diet? So what do you think about people who eat vegetarian diet or plant-based diet?
Oh, I love to be a vegetarian diet. When I was in Europe, I didn't eat any meat or fish because the meat in Europe is not fresh as in Vietnam. They are the ice meat. So
Oh, you mean, oh, okay, this is frizzed.
yeah,
Frizzed, of course. Yeah.
Fresh. It's not fresh, and the taste is not delicious. But the vegetable and fruit is delicious. That's why when I was there, I ate only fruit and vegetable.
Yeah, very good. So, first mistake, you don't say, I really love to be, to eat. For diet, we use the verb eat. I love to eat vegetarian diet. And here, you want to say that the food delicious is delicious. Delicious is good, but this is IELTS. Delectable. Oh, I was typing. Delectable means delicious. Yeah. Mouth-watering. It's mouth-watering, tasty. Yeah, so you can say delectable, mouth-watering, tasty.
Tasty.
Wow. Okay, so is it important to you to, I don't know, do your daily walk or daily activities to keep, you know, active? Is it important to you?
Yes. I always begin a day by practicing exercise,
By working out.
by working out.
Yeah.
3 times a week with yoga, 2 times with swimming, and 2 times with running.
Very good, very good. Now, how to answer? That was really good. Let's change it. Okay, you want to say that something is important for you, so you make sure to do it. So daily, or for example, every week, so you make sure to do it. So you can say, yes, of course it is. I make it a point. When you make something a point, it means to make sure. So, for example, I make it a point. I make it a point, for example, to hit the gym, or for example, to keep active, to swim, okay, to, for example, I don't know, to do my morning walks, yeah, to do my morning walks. So you can say, for example, on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, so of course you do it every day, so on a daily basis. So this one is good. So I make it a point to hit the gym, to keep active, to do my morning walks on a daily basis. It means I do them because they're important. Okay? Or you can also use another form. For example, you can say, I make a point. Okay, as you can see, I omitted eat and a. You can say, I make a point of, after of, you need to use gerund. Of, for example, doing yoga, of walking, of, for example, I don't know, going to the gym. Okay, so after that and etc. So after, if you want to use this form, I make a point of, after of, ing form of verb. If you say, I make it a point, I make it a point, after that to an infinitive. I make it a point to go, to hit. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's really important to keep active, to do your morning or daily walks. So you make it a point. For example, I make it a point to eat healthy, to eat vegetables, to eat fruits every day on a daily basis. So that's really important how to use this. Okay. So you see, it's really different, different from general speaking. Okay. Well, and do you get ill very often?
Yes. Mm. My health is not good. If I catch um, the catch the rain, yeah, or when the weather is changed, very easy to catch cold.
Yeah, very good. So you can say, unfortunately, unfortunately, I'm in poor health. I'm in poor health. So I normally, even if I get stuck in the rain, if I get stuck in the rain, I catch cold easily. Okay, so you can say something like this and you can use this now. So for example, I'm not in a good health or I'm in poor health. So because of this, I usually, okay, get ill, especially, for example, if I get stuck in the rain, I easily catch a cold. So this way you can answer. Well, okay, and now, is there anything you would like to improve about your fitness? For example, any activities or sports that you want to start, you want to do?
Mm. Now I just want to keep my activities, not more, because now is uh, uh, is enough to my
Oh,
health. Yeah.
okay. So very good. So for now, you actually don't tend to start to take up. Okay. Actually, take up means to start a new activity. So to take up a sport, to take up a new activity means to start it. So because, actually, I can say that nowadays, or I would say that, nowadays my schedule is really busy. My
Yes.
schedule, or I have a really busy schedule. So I don't think that I want to take, or I can take up maybe new activities or sport. So this way you can, don't say that, yeah, I have lots of things to do. Say I have a very busy schedule. Or for example, oh, nowadays I'm swamped with my work, very busy, swamped, very busy, swamped with something, of course. I'm swamped with my work. So I don't think that I can take up new activities or maybe sports. Well, okay. Are you careful about what you eat? Are you careful
Yes.
about what you eat?
Because the food in Vietnam is not clean enough. There are a lot of people complain about the quality of fruit and vegetable on the market. Therefore, I have to blend some vegetable at home. However, because I only eat what I blend, therefore uh, the kind of blend is not mm, uh,
Yeah.
monotone. Yeah. Um, so when I came to Europe, I can eat a lot of different kind of vegetable. Yeah. It's very tasty, and I love that. Uh,
Of course, organic. So you can say that you are a big fan of organic food because yeah, as you said, you say clean, not clean actually. So first of all, we can say that, okay, they are not healthy and nutritious. Nutritious. So of course they can't boost your, I don't know, daily dose of vitamins. So they're not enough. So you would prefer to eat organic food. So if you can, you plant them, vegetables and fruits. So that's really important. So here you have a word that is nutritious and you can use it. Nutritious, healthy, nutritious, full of good and healthy things. Okay, so it's nutritious. Okay, well, so for example, you can say that, yeah, under lots of junk food, that, you know, it's really difficult to eat healthy food because under lots of junk food, high in calories, you know, but they are not nutritional. They are not nutritional, so you can say this way. Okay, and now, yes.
Excuse me. So I mean that it's not only a junk food, but also a bosom is harm to the health, because some people when they blend the vegetable and they use some chemical to pour the vegetable. This chemical is harmful to our health, but it can uh, help the plant grow up weaker and bigger.
Yeah, of course, of course. So here, I think, yeah, you may not only actually being hygienic is really important for you. So as you said, hygienic means it's clean, like clean, you know, so
Yeah.
that's really important. Yeah. So when you say a food is hygienic, it's clean and, I don't know, unlikely to cause illness. So maybe your street food in Vietnam are not hygienic. So actually maybe they can get food poisoning like this. Okay, you
Yes.
mean this?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a synonym for healthy, that is hygienic. That is clean, likely to cause illness, like healthy. Yeah. Okay. Well, and so of course we know that some of them are, and if you want to say negative, of course, unhygienic, but you know, when you say not hygienic, it's okay. Well, let me ask you another question. That is, how important, and I want you to use these phrases, how important is a healthy lifestyle for you? How?
Yeah, a healthy lifestyle is very important. Um, because if but the healthy lifestyle coming from our mind, I think. Because my sister, she have just retired.
Yeah.
But she's a doctor. The doctor is very busy, a lot of things to do and have a lot of work. However, her mind is very open. She's never jealous. She's never she have an open-minded, and she's easy to sympathy to other people. That's why until now, and she has good life. She ride the bicycle to the hospital, even though
Yeah.
she's She's uh, the head of the department.
Yeah.
She rides the bicycle there. Oh,
Oh,
and
that's
she eats very simple. And until now, her health is very good.
yeah, of course.
But in her hospital, even younger doctor, they have a lot of sick, the blood and cancer.
Yeah.
Because cancer is caused by stress. Even though her job is really stress, because in Vietnam, a lot of patient. One morning, she have to have a look at about 40 patients.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Oh,
Yeah.
so
But
of course
how
it's
is
really tough.
different? Yeah, so I think the mind determine everything.
Yeah, of course. So as you said, you can say, you mentioned a good point, and you can say, as said, or it's been said, a healthy body, a healthy brain. A healthy body, it means you need to have a healthy brain to have a healthy body. So a healthy body, it's been said that a healthy body, a healthy brain. So of course, and then you can say, because of this, I make it a point to look after my mental health by doing yoga, for example, and in order to maintain my physical health. So now you can use these two phrases in addition to actually another thing and answer this question. So as it's been said, a healthy body, a healthy brain. So I make it a point to look after my mental health in order to maintain my physical health. And that's it. Well, so this is about, so we discussed some questions part one. Now it's time to talk about part two, a cue card. So do you have any questions related to part one that you want to ask me?
I don't know what if in part one there are only the questions about the examiner.
About examiner?
Yeah.
I couldn't
So
get,
for
sorry.
example, they ask the name, the address, or something like that. So how can we make the answer longer? Because I think
No,
they
there is
are
no
very
question.
short. The
There is no
answer.
question related to, no, there is no personal question in part one, general questions. There is no personal question. Yeah, you will be asked about you, your interest, for example, your hobbies, your daily life, but about your, for example, address, it's not something related to this one. No, of course. Why? The only thing about you is your name and
Yeah.
your ID that should be checked. Just this, nothing else, nothing.
But
So
when
all the questions, yeah, all the questions in part one are general questions about you, your life. For example, let me give you some alternatives of topics: education, sport, and health, for example, technology, or for example, your family. Okay, how many brothers, sister? So just this. Okay, so there is nothing except for these topics. So nothing personal and private.
so I mean that if they ask me about my full name, so it's just the the name the so how can I make
Well, let me
the
say,
answer longer, because it's just three words.
let me say, this part is not related to, let me say something. When you sit in front of your examiner and the examiner will ask you, who are you? You say, okay, may I ask your name, please? Okay. And you say, this is not from part one. Your test It's not started. Yeah, it's not. This is the big actually introduction. So you need to introduce yourself and you say, for example, I say here, for example, I have my card and I have my ID because I need to show my ID to check my name and my actually number. So say, okay, I'm Monica Anderson, but you can call me Monica if you feel comfortable. You can call me Monica. Just this. This is my name, and that's it. After that, after introducing yourself, checking your information, now it's time to start. And then examiner, okay, gets started and says that, okay, I will ask you, for example, speaking part 1, and let's get started with questions. Okay? So introduction is not a part of speaking. Yeah. Well, so no worries about this part.
When they ask for the ID and the name, is not a part of the exam.
No, the beginning is not. But let me say something that you need. Later, I will tell you about name because maybe you will be asked about your name. For example, who did you choose your name? This is speaking part 1, but the beginning is different. You only introduce yourself. If examiner wants to ask you any questions related to your name, that it's normal. We have this topic, especially in part 1. For example, you say, my name was chosen by my mom, okay, and for example, you want to talk about your name. Okay, examiner again say, do you like your name? This is a question about your name. Or for example, who did you? Actually, my name is Monica. It's not really actually common, maybe name in, for example, in the US because my mom was Mexican and my name was chosen by mom. Can you see? I'm talking about my name. Do you like to change your name? Actually, I've never thought about it, but, when it comes to think about it, I think no, because, it's something that, maybe my mom chose it. So I really like, the way that my mom thought and decided to just this. So I can talk. These type of questions are different from the beginning of your test, okay? At the beginning, you sit, show your ID card or passport, say your name, okay, because during the test, of course, the examiner needs to call your name. So for example, if I want, and that's really important, if I want him or her, call me Monica, or for example, Miss Anderson. So I should say, okay? And after that, there are some questions related to your name or, for example, your family. I will teach you how to answer them, but they are related to part 1, not at the beginning.
I see.
Okay. Well, we have a long way because, that's really easy. If you learn the structure, words, idioms, that will be really easy to answer the question. And grammar is really in part 1. So it's really important. We have another thing, maybe skill that will be assessed, and it's really important. And grammar, that is grammar range. Normally, most of candidates tend to answer the questions using present simple or present tense. But who is the winner? A person who can use different grammatical structures, used to, past, conditionals. I try to make, and I will tell you how. Well, and now let me write the cue card on the board because we're going to discuss this. Okay. The cue card or the task card. Describe a change you have made to improve your health and that you would recommend to others. You should say, this. Why you decided to do it. How have you it? And explain why you would recommend it to others. Think about it and try to make your answer. Let's see. Now you can use these phrases that we just learned. Okay. So say, what is your answer to this if you want to explain something, and no matter if you can't or you don't know how to use phrases, just try to make your answer.
Yeah. I don't know how to explain in English, but before I have a low blood and easy to maybe let me check. Dizzy.
Yeah. Ah.
Mm.
Yeah.
After a long trip, and I had a dizzy for about 1 or 2 days. Sometime about 1 week before I come back on normal. But last summer, when I came to Korea, I bought a kind of herb medicine. They suggest me, and I ate that kind of medicine. When I feel dizzy, I ate one. And when I be back, I didn't feel dizzy any longer. It's nearly common when I came back to Vietnam. And this time, when I came to Europe, one of my sister friend, she talked me away to not too dizzy, because she had a very terrible dizzy. And one piece people taught her that she practiced turn around with the foot jump down 1 foot one by one, and turn around. At first, she could turn around only 10 rounds, but it's more and more every day. Now, each time she can turn 100 rounds.
Ah, great.
100, and she has
What?
no longer dizzy, no longer.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah.
and she talked her friend, but her friend is the case of her friend is too strong, too hard that she cannot stand up. So
Yeah.
she sit on a chair, and her husband have her to turn the chair around and around. But
Yeah.
after she getting better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
She.
now I'm trying to practice turn around. Yeah.
Wow. That's really. Actually, it's really different. Just let me, because I want to know, I have two questions about your answer. The first one, you took a supplement, a pill supplement?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not
supplement.
the kind of yeah, it's just the kind of herbs medicine. It's
Of course,
it's from herbs.
yeah, of course. It can be a kind of supplement, a kind of medicine. We say supplement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I got it. And your problem, because I want to know your problem. But as I realized, your problem was anemia, that is lack of maybe enough healthy red blood cells. So it caused like you feel, I don't know, tiredness and dizzy. So like this, you mean?
Um.
Because you
The,
said
the,
you
the
said
blood, sometimes
less blood. You
yes,
said
less
less
blood and
blood.
the
Less
cannot
blood is
come to the head. And
so
I
it's
take a medicine from France, the uh, Tanakan of French, but it's still not enough for my case. Uh,
yeah,
when I took the Tanakan of French, it's still
yeah.
dizzy. But if
You
I
still feel this,
combine
yeah,
with the herbs
yeah,
from Korea, yeah, it's
yeah.
uh,
So it can be, of course, I'm not sure, but as you explained, lack of blood. Lack
yeah,
of blood
yeah,
is anemia, as you can see this one. So you can say I have, or I used to have. This one is good one because you are talking about situation in past. So for example, I used to have anemia, and I needed to take medicine. So because all the time I felt tired and dizzy. So because of this, I needed to take medicine and supplements. Okay, so you can talk about it this way. Okay, because now when in your body, when you don't have enough body, healthy red blood cells, this condition is called anemia, that actually it caused tiredness, dizzy, and you actually don't tend to move or do something most of the time. So I think weakness, you can't breathe easily sometimes in higher levels. I'm not a doctor, but I know something about it because of course, I have some information about it because it's really common, especially among women
yeah.
especially after they get their period. A first period, it's really normal among women because of this, I notice. Well, okay. So that was really good. Now, let's, of course, I need to describe it and I need to tell you how to make your answer right. I want to use the phrases that just let me say something. You said that now actually she's better. When you want to say that now everything is better, or for example, you have a disease, an illness, and now actually you could get rid of it. Now you're okay. You recovered, you get rid of it. Okay, how to say? So you can say, for example, shake off an illness. Shake off an illness means to get rid of it. Okay, so for example, shake off an illness. So that means to get rid of it. For example, I need to take medicine. Okay, because of anemia, I needed to take, for example, some medicines, and maybe it should help, or it can help shake off anemia, get rid of anemia. For example, I think if I take these painkillers, you know, they can be helpful to shake off my headache. So you can say to get rid of, okay? And the last one, when you actually begin to have an illness, you can say I come down with. For example, I came down with cold. Come down with an illness means to begin to have it. Okay, well, and that's it. The last phrase, but there are a lot. We have lots of other things that we need to talk. So next session, we will discuss part 2 and part 3, and I will give you more alternatives to use for part 2 and part 3. Okay, do you have any questions related to this word? Okay, clear.
Yeah, I think that I will write down a text about this subject, and then
You, send me.
you will correct my writing.
Of course, yes. You can do something. You can answer this one, part 2, your answer for part 2, and send it to me. Yes. I will correct and resend it. Yeah, of course. That will be great. Okay. Well, thank you. It was a really good time with you again. And thank you so much. Have a great time. Fruitful week.
Thank you. I love the lesson.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm really happy to hear that, and I hope I can help you doing your best. And of course, I know you can. You are a teacher and a really good teacher, so you can. Just don't worry. We will do it together. Okay, my dear. Have a great, fruitful week.
Thank you very much. See you next Wednesday.
Of course. Of course. You see you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.